the cloud? Yes. So last time I actually did a recording to the cloud, so that way that students who missed it, like I'm not seeing Joshua, not seeing Dimitri, and not seeing a couple of students. So in the event that they miss it, I'll be able to send a link directly to them. So okay, the mic is unmuted. So what do you guys think about classes so far?
Good.
Okay, so good. All right, go. Well, I think
Why
guys.
only and from me?
Why only what?
Why is only me?
Because everybody else too shy and scared to come on camera. But I don't know, but that's the thing, that the cool thing about the online classes is, like for instance, the Sunday class, so usually, you guys know Sunday class, we usually have it for an hour and a half. I was able to go for like, what, close to over 2.5 hours, just able to talk. So you guys actually getting more value for your money, which is getting a more focused class. We're doing a lot more in terms of content. Plus, we actually have the backup content on YouTube as well. So that way you guys getting YouTube, you guys getting Zoom, you guys getting a lot of like support with regards to the ed mode thing that Miss have set up as well. So today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna launch straight into actual SEA past papers. So on the ministry site, they actually have SEA specimen past papers, and these are papers that directly mimic the exams that will come for the SEA exam. So that means we have to look at these things carefully. They have the full instructions. They have everything is directly mirrored one-to-one, because with the Ministry of Education, they have certain skills that you guys need to learn, like for instance, arithmetic skills, basic addition skills, you need to know statistical skills. And what they do is that they give us a feedback. They actually tell us any marking scheme, what skills that they look for directly. Like for instance, I have, to just give you the marking scheme here, but this is like the answer scheme. So they will say, okay, the first one, they have the answer, and then the strand is measurement. So from the topic itself, they would have a whole part just about measurement. So they will actually tell you, okay, this question is from the measurement part of the essay syllabus. They have geometry from, hey, actually, so I was in bookshop and I found this. So I was like, okay, why not? It was like super cheap. So let us, oh, these jokes are horrible. Okay, how do you stop a credit? How do you stop a rhino from charging? I kid you guys not. That's one of the jokes that have here. You take its credit card. You take its credit card away, so it'll stop charging the credit card. Yeah, that joke is really okay. Why is it cheap to feed a giraffe? It is cheap to feed a giraffe because a little goes a long way. So when they eat food, it'll go all the way down. Because magic tricks not really coming across too good on screen, and because I can't get pizza to you guys, I have to resort to a $5 joke. Oh no, sorry, it's $12.95 joke book from Muhammad's bookstore. Alright, those jokes are so bad that we'll go straight into the work. And remember, these classes could go, we have unlimited time more or less, so it'll be at least 2 hours. So get snacks, get drinks, chill, relax. I'll be going through everything with you guys. So, okay, I screenshotted those things, so that means I could share, if I share this screen. Alright, yes, we'll start from the beginning. Alright, done. So the first thing I want you guys to take note of is this is how the SEA examination. Okay, so if I have this here, I could still annotate. Yes, pen, color, red. Okay. So for the SEA exam, this will basically be the front of the booklet itself. And the thing is, when you guys see this, don't get scared. The top part is just the Ministry of Education stuff, making sure that you have the correct thing, making sure it's the SEA booklet. This is just the specimen version of it. The subject will be mathematics. Write the name of your school below, you write the name of your school, and then also you just tick, okay, if you're male, female, date of birth, stuff like that, right? So this is just the first page. I just wanted to show you guys this so that you guys will not be afraid of it when you guys see it in a month or so. So remember, I said on Saturday and Sunday classes that the prospective date by the Principals Association of Trinidad and Tobago is May the 14th. Right? So before it was April 2nd, so it was April 2nd, and now it is May the 14th. Now this is not set in stone. That is why they didn't give an official notice with the coat of arms and stuff like that. So I mean, they had a memo also, but a memo is not a full official notice. So the thing is, it depends. It depends. If we have the coronavirus situation under control, it will be May 14th, and there will be implemented measures like sanitizing classrooms, and they will be super careful. However, this is not set in stone. However, I want you guys, especially standard fives, just now, I'll need participants, especially standard fives. I want you guys to take this seriously. I don't want you guys to go thinking, hey, it's going to be extended, and then all of a sudden the ministry just pops something onto us, and then all of a sudden they say, no, it is May the 14th. You don't want to be caught off guard. You want to be sure. You want to make sure and prepare and know all of your work. I want you guys to focus and think as if May the 14th is the actual date that is set in stone. Right, so don't stick with regards to this. If it is delayed, you guys just smile and be like, yeah, we have more time, hallelujah. So okay, that was page 1. All right, so the thing is, so let me unmute you guys for a second again. Unmute. All right, how many of you guys saw the video that I set up for the class last week? It actually was 2 hours. It was 1 hour and then the next 1 hour with regards to the Wednesday class. Did you guys check that out or no? Okay, Justin saw it. Michaela, Tristan, you guys saw it? Video? Okay, what I will do is just for completion's sake, and because we have the time, I'll just go through it super quickly with you guys, right? It is on video, it is on the YouTube channel. Links were already sent for this class, for these topics, right? So I share content, photos. That will be, I'll go. All right, so again, let's just go through the instructions again super quickly. All right, mute all. Let me go get this and pencil. Okay, pen. All right, you are not allowed to use calculators. I mean, this one is kind of obvious. And the reason why they were saying that is because, all right, I must take this off. The reason why they're saying that is because in other exams later on in life, like for instance, in Form 5, Form 6, Form 6 chemistry, university, calculators are allowed. But at this level, they want to test your understanding of basic arithmetic concepts or simple maths. And with testing those simple maths knowledge, they want you guys to be able to work this out in your mind, in your head, without having to use a calculator. So no calculators. If you see somebody with a calculator, they will be kicked out. The test has 3 sections with a total of 45 questions. You guys know this already. We have 75 minutes for this test. So essentially, we're working with about 1.5 minutes, a little bit less, say about 1 minute and 20 seconds. You still want a little bit of time to check over. Now, the thing is, section 1 has 20 questions. Now, these 20 questions, these are the easy baby questions. Again, even though these are the easy baby questions, and we could run through this in less than 15 minutes. I don't want to just go through these questions with you guys and leave it be. That's what every other teacher will do. I want to give you guys the concepts, and I want you guys we want to do the theory, right, of the question. I'll give you guys the answer. I'll tell you guys how people got it wrong, right? So just like my spelling for the word wrong. I want to show you guys all of those things. So we will take a little bit more time than 15 minutes to go through these questions. Section 2, this is where things starts to get real, where they have multi-part questions and questions are a little bit more challenging. Section 3 has 5 questions. Those are the multi-part questions. And this is where you'll get the most tricks, the most traps where students will fall into. Section 1, I have no doubt that the majority of Trinidad and Tobago will get this full thing correct. They will get 20 out of 20 questions. That is no doubt. Students of any school, any caliber should be able to get all of these correct. Section 2 is where we start to determine the presentation college material, from the appendix material, from the ASHA material, from the different schools material. And then section 3, this is where if students aren't prepared and they don't have a full 100% understanding and knowledge of the concepts, this is where we start to see students drop off. This is where we start to see students leave out particular parts of questions. This is where we see students starting to do badly. Again, I want to reiterate, students who were ready for the April 2nd exam, I want you guys to take a little break now, like probably like 2 or 3 days, rest until probably this Friday, and then restart from the beginning of the syllabus. Students who weren't prepared, think of this as a second chance in order to actually like do really good, where you could study whole syllabus and you have more than adequate time. So just make sure, start, pace yourself. Don't try to do too much. You don't want to get burnt out. Answer all questions. This is not where you get to choose certain questions later on in life. You get to choose between sections A, B, and C. This is not that. Read each question carefully before you answer it. This is important. The reason why they have this as an instruction is because of the fact that students, they tend to just glimpse through the question and write the answer based on what they teach in class. I've shown you guys this many times, where how they teach something is they teach it and they teach it over and over and over again. Standard 1 teacher teaches that way, standard 2, standard 3, standard 4, standard 5. So when you go to the exam, I use this example all the time, and I'll keep using this example all the time because of the fact of how powerful it is. So we have the triangle, and this is on the topic when we were doing fractions. I'm sure all of you guys remember when we were doing fractions here. And we have a triangle here, and we shade this part, and we shade this part, and we tell students, hey, what fraction of this triangle is shaded? And most students say 2 out of 4. And remember, I tell you guys that this is wrong because of the fact that a fraction is equal parts. So this part of this triangle here is not equal to this part of the triangle here. Therefore, this is not equal. And the thing is, because students see things like this all of the time, in their mind, they just write answers super quick because they're trying to save time. Read each question carefully. This is the Ministry of Education and the examiner's way of distancing themselves from saying that, oh, hey, a question is a trick question. That means that trick questions are here. If they said something like, yeah, you don't have to read each question carefully, it was straightforward, that means what they ask is what they want. That is not so. They will give you trick questions. Show all working. Again, like I tell you guys, if you guys go to the bank with $2 million, the person at the teller will say, how did you get $2 million? You're only 10 years old or 11 years old. The reason why is the same reason they want you to show all weekend. They want to make sure that you guys know the answers and you guys know how to calculate it and not just look across and see one of your friends have the answers 14 and you just copy that answer as 14. So show all working. Marks will be given for correct steps taken. Section 1, still try to write as much working as possible. Section 1 working isn't really necessary, but sections 2 and 3, it is very necessary. When you have over 1 mark, that is when they need working. So 1 mark is basically just for the answer, but once you cross that 1 mark barrier, you need to show working. Work carefully, but do not spend too much time on any one question. That is true. Some students are perfectionists. Some students, the parents, the teachers, they basically coach them to get every single thing correct and get full marks. So when an instance comes and in that particular instance, they don't know the answer for a question, they get panicked and they just try to work it over and over and over and over and over again. And because of that, they lose valuable time. And in this situation, in this scenario, time equals marks. Later on in life, you guys will hear a saying called time equals money. And time equals money means when you go on a particular job, the amount of hours you work, in some cases, in some jobs, that would depend on the salary that you guys get, especially if you're working overtime. Like, for instance, in Price Smart, a lot of my friends who work in Price Smart, they love to work on public holidays. The reason why they love to work on public holidays is because of the fact that on public holidays, they get 3 times the pay. So for instance, let us just say, just for ease of mathematics, let's just say, so Price Smart, I keep mixing up Price Smart and Superfarm. Price Smart workers get 3 times the daily salary on public holidays. So for instance, like my friend Darren, who's working in the tech section, if for the sake of mathematics, he works for $200 per day, Oh, all of my notifications coming in at once. $200 per day. Darren will now make $200 multiplied by 3, which will be $600 for working 1 day in PriceSmart. So therefore, a lot of people who work in PriceSmart, they want to work on a public holiday. So do not begin unless you are told to do so. That is also very important. If you start before time, I do think they will disqualify you, but they'll look at you real hard. And if you start way before time, then they will actually disqualify you. So just make sure and know these instructions by heart. However, read the instructions before you guys go to the exam, because we never know, they may have edits, they may not have edits. The Ministry of Education have a tendency to put stuff like a week before the exam, so they might have a particular edit. Teachers in school may not pick up on it before, and it might have some new instruction that you guys need to know about it. I see this all the time, for instance, in A-level geography. In A-level geography, back when they had A-level, like actual Cambridge A-level geography, students would be required to choose 1 question from a section with 2 questions. And most students would end up doing 2 questions and losing marks because they could only mark 1 of the questions. So make sure instructions are very, 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 very important. All right, so share content, photo again. Let's go on to page 1. 1 and done. Okay, so essentially, this is what we had in the YouTube video for students who did pay attention to the YouTube video and who actually who went through the YouTube video. We will not take more than 10 minutes to go through this, but I'll just go through it so everybody will be on the same page. Actually, I'll be on the same page literally. So this is section 1. This is section 1. This is the section. You guys have to aim to get full marks in this section in as little time as possible. So without further ado, all right, write the value of the underlined digit in the numeral. When they say numeral, they're just referring to the number itself. In this case, the number itself is 124.39. Again, this is under the number aspect of the essay framework, where we have to learn about numbers, place values, simple arithmetic, things like that. So in this number itself, we have, and whenever you guys see a question like this, the best thing to do, the best frame, is you could always equate it. If we have 2 numbers after a decimal point, you could just equate it to money. Whoa, where my marker going? Okay, good. You could also equate it to money. So think about you're going to buy this like real best shoes in PLS, and the shoes itself is $124.39. Again, just to like a little bit of theory. When we have the place value table, over here we have 1s, then we have 10s, then we have hundreds. After that, we'll have thousands, we'll have tens of thousands, we'll have hundreds of thousands, and we'll have millions. Our SEA syllabus only goes up to millions, so you don't have to worry about anything after that. So if you learned about tens of millions, hundreds of millions in school, that is awesome, but it will not be tested on this exam. We need to know all the things that will come within the syllabus so that we could predict and we will not be caught off guard. And then, so everything to the left of the decimal point, those are whole numbers. So basically, like pizzas, if we were going to go into pizzas, if we had 10 pizzas, we would have 10 whole pizzas. That'll be 10. Or if we had 11 pizzas, you'll have 1 in terms of the ones place and 1 here in the tens place, right? So anything below that will be portion of a pizza. So say, for instance, we have a half of a pizza, it'll be 11.5. In this case, we have 124.39. Right, so after we go, once we go past this point, change the color, we go here, this tree will be TENTHS. We'll have tens, and then we'll have hundreds, and then we'll have thousands. This THS here is very important in order to distinguish it from the tens. So on this side, we have TENS versus TNTHS. So in this situation, all right, I'll just clear. In this situation, the answer for this question will be 3 TENTHS, 3/10. This could also be represented as 3/10, or if we want to represent everything after the pointer, it'll be 39/100, 39/100. So as a fraction form, so it'll be 124 39/100, or the 3/10 could be represented as 3/10, but the answer itself for the essay exam, we would be looking at 3/10, TENTHS, right? Number 2, round 2,845 to the nearest 1,000, right? Whenever we do approximation, we basically look, so 1,000, so we have to look to see which part of this number is represented by thousands, right? So the 5 will be ones, the 4 will be tens, the 8 will be hundreds, and the 2 will be what we're looking for, which is thousands, right? So essentially, we have 2,845. Now, approximation is basically this. We want to find what this number is closer to. So if we have to count in terms of thousands, we would start with 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, right? And this number 2,845 is somewhere in the middle, 2,845. This number is somewhere in the middle, is somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000. I should rephrase, not in the middle. It is somewhere between 3,000 and 2,000. So we now need to figure out which one is it closer to. Is it closer to 3,000 or is it closer to 2,000, right? It's from us observing it alone, we know that 2,845 is closer to 3,000 than 2,000. But how could we know? What is a mathematical rule that we could follow that will give us the answer 100% of the time? So what we have to do is we have to look at the number next to what we're looking for. So we're looking for the nearest thousands. So we look at the number to the right-hand side, RHS, of that particular number. So for instance, if that number falls between 0 to 4, we round it off to the number below. We round it off to 2,000. If the number is 5 to 9, we round it off to the number that is higher, right? So if it is 0 to 4, let me just change colors here for a bit, then, hey, eraser, okay. If it's 0 to 4, then we round it off to 2,000, right? If it is from 5 to 9, we round it off to 3,000, right? And we could see that they give us a bly. What I mean by a bly, they make it real easy for us. They could have said 2,545, and they could have made it difficult because it would have been somewhere in between. If we were to make an educated guess, it would have been more difficult to make an educated guess. By making it 2,845, they make it really obvious. This definitely falls between 5 to 9. So if we were rounding it off to the nearest 1,000, the answer itself will 100% be true. Hey, where is one coming up? It'll be 3,000. So the answer for it will be 3,000. This also falls in the number part of the essay syllabus, which was the beginning, the baby stuff that we started early last year. If you guys came for the Sunday class, would be when we started in October. And then for the Saturday class, it would be for November. All right, let's continue. So what we have here, number 3, is fun, because this is basically one of those mathematical arithmetic kind of logic-based problems. So we have basically 2 equations. Why is there still one? We have 2 equations combined. We have 194 minus 86 equals 170 plus box. And whenever they have a box, it just means that it's an unknown. They could use box. In form 1, they would use x. X would represent an unknown, and also this would be in form 1, so you don't need to know this. They could also use a question mark. So for SCA purposes, you guys will either see a box or you guys will see a question mark. Any one of those, a question mark in a box, so that's just the highlights. Any one of those would represent an unknown value. That is what we have to find out. That's what we have to calculate. Oh no, I just cleared the whole thing. Why did I do that? All right, so the first thing that we have to do is we have all the information on this side of the equation. So what we have to do is we need to calculate that part of the equation first. And once we have the answer to this, we basically use something called simplification. Simplify. So what we want to do is we want to do all of the things that we could do until we reach the things that we can't do. So the first thing that we have to do is 194 minus 86. Right, so again, simple arithmetic, 4 can minus 6. So what we have to do, we have to borrow 1 from the 10 section. when we borrow 1, it'll reduce it to 8, and we just add the 10 there, which will make it 14. Right, 6 and 6, 12, plus 2, 14. So the answer here will be 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. And you just bring down the 1, which will make it 108. So on this side of the equation, we have 108 is equal to 170 plus box minus 86. Now, what we could do is essentially this. So we have 108 equals 170, and we just bring this across the minus 86 minus 86 plus that box. So what we could do, we could work out this as well. So what we'll do is 170 minus 86. So 0 minus 6, so we just bring across 1 from here. So we just reduce the 7 by 1, making it 6. Bring the 10 over there. 10 minus 6 is 4. 6 cannot minus 8, so you just borrow from there. So you make it 16. 16 minus 8 is 8. So we have 84. 84. So this here, different color, this here equals 84. So we want to find out what is box, right? So in order for us to find out what a box is, this is something that we do in equations. You guys will explore it a little bit more when you guys go in Form 1 and stuff like that. But this is plus 84, right? This is a positive number. And whenever we carry it across to the other side, it becomes a minus, right? So basically what we have to do is 108 minus 84, and that will give us box. However, before we even go to that, we can actually use logic and proportion to figure that out. Okay, let's erase this first. We can actually use the logic beforehand in order to figure that out. Because so far we have 108 equals to 84 plus box. So what we have to do is basically make this side equal to this side. So what we could do is, even if we didn't, that's the thing, with regards to section 1, even if you don't understand the mathematical concepts, which you should know the mathematical concepts, but I always show you guys the method to use the mathematical concepts as well as methods, in case you forget, in case you don't know, in case you're stranded, how you will be able to achieve that answer without use of mathematical concepts that are learned. We have 84 plus a certain number will give us 108. So from this alone, we basically will know that you have to add this to a particular number. So the first method would be our average trial and error method. So say for instance, we say we know 80, between 80 and 100 is about 20. We could, I'll do this in green, so it'll be less important. So in a trial and error method, what we could say is, for instance, 84, and we just probably plug in 20, and we say, okay, 84 plus 20 equals 104. It's real close. So this value just needs to be bumped up by 4. So 84 plus 24, which will give you exactly 108. And therefore, without even knowing the mathematical concept of if we take this and carry it across, it'll become a minus sign, we would be able to find it out by the method of trial and error. Again, I just teach you guys this so you guys will know what to do in our last resort, and in case you guys are struggling. But you guys do need to use this. This is just as a backup in case you guys panic, in case you're not 100% sure what is going on. So in this situation, using mathematical concepts, we have 108 minus 84. 8 minus 4 is 4. Again, you could use it as 10 minus 8, or we could just say 0 minus 8. So we cross this out, you bring 1 across 10. 10 minus 8 is 2, and then you get the answer as being 24. So 24. So let me just clear this out, and I'll just put back the answer 3TNTHS. The second one is 3000, 3000s, and then this one, the answer is 24. All right. Oh, let me just take a sip of water. And by water, I mean Monster Energy drink. Do not drink Monster Energy drink. All right. Question number 4. Remember, I promised you guys, I was like, yeah, Saturday and Sunday classes are awesome. Wednesday classes are supposed to be brutal. And that is the reason why I drink Monster. So that those classes we could do real plenty worker. Because you guys have to prep for exam. But luckily, we have the extension and the date. Unluckily, I will still complete as much papers as possible, which you guys before that exam is there. So you guys will have a lot of practice. And this, what we're doing here, is actual. So this is actual, what is set by the ministry, what is set by the examiners. This is not something that some teacher who teaching for X amount of years decide to just, hey, let me create questions that seem very similar. This is actually what will come. So this is why we're going to do these papers more in depth. When we do stuff like the Subnic, when we do the Dudai, when we do those papers, we take it with a grain of salt, because a lot of the questions there, and I will show you guys, I'll go through some questions that can't come on the essay exam. I'll show you guys which one can come and which ones can't come on the essay exam. But all practice is good practice, because it will not just help you guys in the essay exam, but it will help you guys in life in general. Like when, for instance, you guys go for pizza with your friends in Form 3, when one of your friends have a birthday and they decide to have the birthday in Pizza Hut, and you guys thinking, hey, okay, who paying who? It's like, okay, birthday boy or birthday girl, they can't pay. So we have 4 people, let's divide the bill, 200 people divided by 4 people plus tip. And we have to determine, like, tip is like 10%, so yes. All right, what is the numeral at position A on that number line? So what we have to do here is the first step is we have to find out what is the gap between the 2 digits. Now, in order for us to do a question like this, we need to know at least 2 points. In some situations, they may give you more points. But for us to do this question, we need at least 2 points in order for us to find out the values in between, or the range of values. So we have here, we start at 125 and we end at 175. Now this also is a blessing, because they decided to give us easy numbers to work with. The first thing we have to do, we need to find out the distance, and by distance I don't mean actual distance. We need to find out the range, or how much this portion between here to here represents. What we do, the first step is basic subtraction. Justin, say hi. Hello, Justin, as well as hello to all of our other participants. Jared, how come all the main people, like a lot of the main players not here today? I mean, Joshua don't miss this for life. Dimitri not gonna miss this for life. Other people I may be forgetting, they're not gonna miss it. Like, probably one Chuck E. Cheese. Okay, so oh no, Chuck E. Cheese is closed down. My bad. I forgot about the whole and I just realized that for all of my classes, my neighbor decides to cut grass. Why is my neighbor cutting grass at 4:45 p.m. on Wednesday, March 25th? Really? I need to talk to them. Yes, no, seriously, Justin, like, they don't even have grass to cut. And well, oh guys, I'm actually at the Elite Educators headquarters and not home right now. I will be doing some streaming on weekends from home, from my office itself. But right now, Elite Educators have all of our resource material. So to plan the lessons and stuff for you guys, that's the reason why I'm here. Why they cutting grass for, Jared? Gonna really smart doggo for them. All right, so 175, I need noise canceling panels for this class. All right, 175 minus 125. And that will allow us to find all of the values contained between this. This will let us know the range. So 5 minus 5, 0, 7 minus 2, 5, 1 minus 1, 0. So we do know for a fact 100% that between here to here is 50. So this would represent 50. So essentially what we need to do is, well, again, okay, if you guys didn't know the mathematical concepts to take this and minus it from here, then what we could do is a potential trial and error approach. And the trial and error approach would basically mean testing values. So the first approach, which I will not recommend, but in case you guys have extra time, you don't know how to do this, the panicking trial and error approach. So trial and error approach, which will be approach number 1, is us testing values. So I'll do the trial and error approach in green. Actually, I'll do all trial and error approaches in green from now on. So let me try the first value. Let me try 2, right? So, you're supposed to be here. I know, see, I'm just messaging again. I don't know why these people not logging in. And the thing is, we send messages like this morning. Sent out messages to everybody this morning to make sure everybody here. But if you guys know people who supposed to be here, and you guys could contact them, because I know a lot of you guys go to the same exact school. You guys could probably give them a holler and tell them that we have classes as usual, regular time on Wednesdays. And what we're gonna do is on Saturdays and Sundays, we usually have 1.5 hours of class on Saturdays and 1.5 hours of class for each class, right? So we have 1.5 Saturday morning, 1.5 Saturday evening. We have 1.5 Sunday morning, 1.5 Saturday evening. But instead of that, we basically combining the two classes, and we're just gonna have like 2 hours at least. So instead of you guys getting 1.5 hours, you guys getting half an hour free, but we just putting everybody together. We bundling you guys up like a bundle of booty in the DBA market. And the DBA wholesale market only allowing like what, 25 people in. So in order to get my broccoli and kale, I need to be one of those 25 people at a time, just for the safety, just to make sure people don't get sick with COVID-19. Or if you guys have any questions about COVID-19, you guys could ask me and let me know. There is so much fake information out there that is not funny. My first degree is chemistry and management. So I do have, before I made a TikTok. My first degree was chemistry. So I basically and I did a little bit of biochemistry too. So I know a little bit about the enzymatic pathways, I know about the chemical, I know about viruses and stuff like that. So if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any fears, any concerns, you guys come to me. If I don't 100% know, all of my friends who went nurses now doctors, I'll pass on the questions to them. So don't get fake information from Facebook or from TikTok or from Vine was the old one, or from YouTube, because there is a lot of fake information going around, and I don't want you guys to get scared for no reason, because that is what the media is doing right now. The media gets paid on how much times you guys click articles. YouTubers get paid on how much you view the videos, like PewDiePie, all those people. Every time you click the video, they make money in Google AdSense. And some of you guys were actually asking about it, Dimitri and those guys. YouTubers get paid based on something called the CPM, right? That is how much they earn per million views. The lowest YouTuber who only has like 1,000 followers, they get paid $3,500 per 1 million views, right? So people like religious leaders like Joel Osteen, people like PewDiePie, people like those people who do nail channels and TikToks and stuff, they usually get about 10,000 US per million. So if they have a video with 10 million views, they get 100,000 US dollars. 100,000 US dollars is 700,000 TT dollars, which is a lot of money. However, you do have to make sure that your Google account set for being in the United States, because they don't allow the Google AdSense program in Trinidad. So if you guys want to create a YouTube account, it could be on anything. Make sure and have the destination you created at, put United States as opposed to Trinidad, and that way they'll be able to send money to PayPal or to your credit card or something, your parents' credit card or something like that. Because I know people like Devon Scott, they make a fair amount of money through Google AdSense, and you could create videos on any topic. In my case, I do product reviews. You guys could like literally just have your voice and like just like me do videos on like school stuff, educational content. So yes, so okay, back on topic. If you guys have any questions about COVID-19, you guys just let me know. WhatsApp, call, email, Facebook, YouTube comments, and I will respond to you guys as soon as possible. So with regards to this question, we have a 50 difference between 125 and 175. So if we go to use the trial and error approach, the trial and error approach will be, we just pick a value and see if it fits. So we could try 2, right? If we try 2, 125 plus 2 will give us 127. Then we'll have 129, then 131. But we realize soon that it's not going to reach 175. That is too low. That's way too low for us to actually get up at that correct answer. So we decide, hey, let me up it a little bit. Let me try 4, right? So 125 plus 4 will give us 129. 129 plus 4 will give us 133. 133 plus 4 will give us 137. 137 plus 4 will give us 141, then 145. And we realize, this is not gonna give us 175. 175 is just way too far. Then we decided to try 5. So it's starting to make more sense, because 175, this is a multiple of 5. So 125, 130, 135, 140, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. Yes. By trial and error, it is correct because we're able to go from 125 all the way up to 175. So we get to go via the trial and error method. But you'll see how long that takes us. That takes us a couple minutes, and that is not in conjunction with our whole 1 minute and 20-second. And just to now say I love maths. Tried all of us should love maths because maths allows us to make something later on in life called money. And money allows us to buy a Nintendo Switch and PlayStations and Xbox and cool cell phones and cool tablets. So you guys need to love maths because maths itself is cool and maths is usable. Unlike if any of you guys paid attention to the class on Saturday and Sunday, unlike history. That's a joke that I got 30 in history in Form 1 and got 90s in all the other subjects. Yeah, history, as soon as I got a chance to drop history in Form 3, I dropped it like a hot potato. But no, history is fun. Actually, some people are more inclined to history, and I know some teachers who did history in university and they give history lessons and stuff. Okay, they probably have like 2 students. Anyhow, so let us use the arithmetic method, which is, so you guys see the trial and error method that could work, and then the actual arithmetic method, which is the distance between these two, is 50. The amount that separates 175 to 125 is 50. And what we have to do now is we have to count the amount of spaces we have in between. That will be the amount of, we have to divide it, equal portions that we have to divide it by, because remember, as we see here, these are equal portions. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, this is a gift, guys, because they give you 10, division becomes so much easier. They could have given all you 5, they could have given you guys 8, they could have given you guys 7 and make our life really difficult. But no, they were like, hey, we'll be kind for once. 50 divided by 10, cross out the zeros, 5 divided by 1 is 5. That means each section, which we learned from trial and error, is 5. So it is increasing in terms of 5. So how would we do this? 125, 130, 135, 140, 145, 150, 155, 160. So the answer here, the answer for this question is a grand total of 160. Now, again, remember, they just say numeral. They did not ask us. They didn't say dollars. They didn't tell us mangoes. They didn't tell us dogs. They didn't tell us puppies. So all we have to do is we just have to put 160. I have no values. And they just say, what is the numeral at position A on the number line? So that is page 1. So I will... Oh, Michaela, Skylar says hi. Hello, Skylar. Big shout out to Skylar. If this was okay, stop share. Hold on. If this was like, for instance, a radio channel, I'd be like, I'm not connected to audio. I'd be like, the next song goes out to, I could like dedicate songs to you guys. It feels like a radio DJ channel or something. But tell her at Elite Educators, we miss her as well. Miss is also here, but Miss is now addicted to Netflix shows. So Miss is watching Netflix as we speak. But yeah, she might come and she might like do a little bit of the comprehension aspect of it. So far we just finished that page. I'm gonna unmute you guys, unmute all. Do you guys have any questions?
Hello.
Hello. Kyle, hiding behind the table. Stan, what's up? Hello. We missed you. We have many you guys for when you guys come back to class. And hey, and I already made a couple orders on Amazon and those places, like, you know, to bring like new prizes for classes. So now for the whole global situation, everything got delayed for like 6 weeks. So the new prizes I will be putting, I'll be doing like a video and reviews of all the new stuff that we get to give out as prizes, but 6 weeks until I get new goods from my stores as well as new prizes for school. So right now we still have the slime, we have all those cool things. All right, so let's go on to page number 2. Any questions?
And you could spin the things to give you prizes when we could go lessons again.
Yeah. Once the ministry lift the ban on like the whole like having classes and stuff like that.
So we could in this class, the online class.
Well, the thing is, we could do it, but then again, the whole collection thing. I mean, because of the whole situation, like looking at your one, the magic wallet, and he still can't come to collect it yet. The whole social distancing and quarantine in this thing. So, what we could do is we'll figure out something. But I really waiting for the new prizes so that you guys could choose from those things. There's a whole set of stuff like real plenty things, and because of the whole global situation, because of that, a lot of things that were really expensive prices have dropped. So yeah, you guys will have access to like 20, 30 new prices when we start back having actual class. I'm not 100% sure when we will start back having actual class, because the Ministry of Education right now, they actually a lot of my friends who work in as teachers or who work in ministry, they're giving them tasks to create these online classes. And what they're actually doing is basically this. They have this website for the whole curriculum, and apparently like teachers from Jamaica, teachers from Barbados and stuff, they contributing content towards the SE syllabus. And they're pulling from that to put on him. Michaela, hold up something. All right, let me continue with all right, hold on. So content, photos, that would be here. All right, so just on back to wait a second. Well, okay, good. Still can't believe we have some of the major people who's supposed to be here didn't show up. That's so weird. Because I like they would do anything to come to class. Okay. Calculate 25% of 160. That is super simple. This also falls under the whole tell Miss to share popcorn thread in terms of like I'm even joking in terms of the whole like stocking up stuff. Miss did groceries, I did groceries, and one thing that we did have in common was popcorn. And I bought about 4 boxes, and each box have 3 of like the act popcorn, the ones that is like 3 in microwave. And Miss bought about 4 boxes, and then my mom buy about 4 boxes. Long story short, if anything happens, I could live on popcorn for the next year. And even joking about that. It's like so much popcorn. All right. So so red. All right. Calculate 25% of 160. So remember, whenever we see percentage, it means out of 100. So that 25% just basically means 25 over 100. And come on, guys, we know this. This is fractions. This is easy. This is baby stuff. This is like easy like squeezy. So before even putting this in the question itself, before even finding 25% of 160, we can reduce this because we know that both of these numbers are divisible by 5. So 5 into 25 will give you 5. 5 into 100 will give you 20. This is also divisible by 5 again. So you could divide 5 into 5, which will give you 1. 5 into 20 will give you 4. So we know that 25 out of 100 is a quarter. I mean, guys, just think about it like this. You have 25 cents out of $1. So 25 cents out of $1. You have 4 25 cents. 4 by, hey, look, 25 cents. Boom. You see, we have a live model of a 25 cents. So 4 25 cents equals $1, right? So if we have 1 25 cents, that'll be 1 out of 4, which will be a quarter, right? So just think about it like this. The example I was using when I was doing it online was the Francis Fashion technique. Francis Fashion, they have a tendency to only give like 25% of the best book bags. So like spray ground book bags, Jansport book bags, which will for some reason, when you guys go in Form 1, which will become immensely important, I don't know why. Like, when you're in Standard 5, you don't really care what book bag you have because everybody have the same no-name book bag. But when you guys go in Form 1, everybody gonna have Jan Sports. I don't know why it will become important. So 25 over 100 equals 1 over 4. So the two methods, I'll show you guys how to do this, is using the first method, which is exactly what they asked us for, which is 25 over 100 of 100. So 25% of 160, and when I mean off, they mean 25% of 160, 25 over 100 multiply by 160 over 1. It's because everything over 1 will be itself. 1. So for instance, we have 2 over 1 will be 2, which will be the whole number 2, because 2 divided by 1 is 2. If we have 3 over 1, I am literally smelling something burning. Hey guys, be right back 1 second, right? It's just here. Probably outside. It's probably next to bin and
Could be.
They're probably bin and stuff. Because I know there's cutting brush. There's brush cutting next door. Yeah, just people outside and see. Because oh, it's outside. Okay, good. All right, good news. The Elite Educators building is not on fire. It was just next door burning rubbish. I was like, what? I was like, why is it smelling like this? Okay, so back to it. The first method is basically the method that they want us to do, which is 25 over 100 multiplied by 160 over 1. Anything over 1 will give you the same number, basically. So if we have 10 over 1, that'll give us 10. So this essentially is basically that 160 there. All right, so yes, just an air pollution. But I don't know, Jerry, like everybody, because of the whole fact that they have to stay home, they just keep doing stuff that they're doing over and over and over again. So in my case, it's washing wares. Like as soon as one spoon go in the sink, I washing it just because. Well, hey, anyhow, I guess it's because we have all this extra time. I would never do that if on a regular day. All right, so the first thing we do, we cross out zeros. So this 0 could cross out with this 0 here. And essentially the 10 is divisible by 2, right? 16 is also divisible by 2. So 10 divided by 2 will give you 5. And 16 divided by 2 will give you 8. So we also have the 25, and 5 is also divisible by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. And 25 divided by 5 will give you 5. So we have basically 5 multiplied by 8. I'll just change the color to red. So essentially 5 multiplied by 8, 8 5s are 40. So the answer for that one is 40. So clear? So the answer here is, oh shucks, no, not dollars. The answer is 40. So again, remember, if we look at this, they don't have a unit. You guys see that I'm so accustomed to, whenever we see percentages, I'm so accustomed to calculating it in a dollar amount. So does anyone know the time? Now it's 5:06 p.m. So I'm accustomed to it being in dollar amounts because Francis Fashion is dollars. When I go to Curacao and Panama to buy goods, and again, if you guys ever go to Curacao or Panama, you guys will 100% want to open up your own business. You guys will not want to buy stuff at all. Like for instance, in Curacao, the cost of well, in my stores, and again, I'm showing you guys the mathematics equivalent to this, right? If you go to buy like ladies' jeans, right? For adults, they would have, I'm not even joking, $5 US for one pair of jeans, right? So if we convert it to TT dollars, $1 US is average 7 TT dollars, right? So 7 5s, that'll be 35 TT dollars for one pair of jeans, right? So, and they would sell this anymore for $200 to $300. So if you buy, like me, 100 pairs or more, you get it for $4 US, right? if you buy 500, if you buy 500 pairs or more, like which I do sometimes, you get it for $3 US. 3 sevens are 21 TT dollars. So they spend 21 TT dollars in Curacao on a pair of jeans. But remember, they have to add things like, for instance, rent. They have to add wages for workers. They have to add electricity. They have to add water. They have to add duty when they bring it down. So this same exact jeans, they could potentially sell for 200 TT dollars. That is why, guys, mathematics is so important. So even people who didn't really do well in school, they need to learn up to SCA level maths, and they need to be really good at it. Because if they're not good at it, people can take advantage of them. They can end up paying more money. I'm not even joking about this. Even me, who's supposed to be really good at mental maths, I bought from a store in Curacao, and the bill came up. It was $10,900 US. But I only went to Curacao for 1 day. So I had to go buy the stuff, pack my container, ship it in the same day. Only when I reached to Trinidad, instead of, I only bought 1 dozen of pantsuits. When I checked the bill, they had it just 2 dozen, but they wrote it a little bit bad and they cashed for 2 dozens. So because I didn't double check the mathematics mentally, I had to pay for extra dozen of pantsuits, which was about 120 US dollars. So that is why it's critical, not just for the SCA exam, but for life, for your whole life in general, to understand all of these mathematical concepts. Because if you don't know these mathematical concepts, things, when you go to negotiate in a job about salary, yes, quick maths. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. That's quick maths. All right, so what fraction is shaded? So, all right, we need to finish this page as soon as possible. So I shall take another step. Okay, what fraction is shaded? So this, again, goes under the whole concept of fractions. So under fractions, we need to basically add these two numbers and just 10, 9 + 10, 21, 19, 19. That is the answer to your question. All right, so we need to add these two. Now, again, you guys could realize the first method that we could use is the method of logic. So if we have 3/5, what if we multiply the top number when we were doing equivalent fractions? Remember, when we did fractions, right, we spoke about LCM, we spoke about equivalent fractions, then we spoke about addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, right? But equivalent fractions are fractions that mean the same exact thing, but they are written differently. So say for instance, we have, that is a vine. I know it's a vine. Come on, man. I watch these things. I don't sleep. I have too much time on my hand. I've been playing PUBG for the last 3 days non-stop. You guys in Standard 5 don't play PUBG or Fortnite or Minecraft until we know the actual date of SCA. Remember, May 14th is a tentative date. It is not set in stone. It is a possibility that could change. We don't know if it'll change for the better or for the worse, because the ministry themselves, they don't know what to do. This is a first. You see, the thing is, I feel May the 14th is the day of the SCA, despite what? Despite anything. I just play COD and PUBG. Yo, add me up on PUBG. PUBG is the best thing since sliced bread. May 14th is the day. The reason why is that they need to place students in secondary schools. NAPS needs students for the new term. Perez needs students for the new term. Convent needs students for the new term. NAPS Gales needs students for the new term. And the ministry is stubborn. They don't wanna change. I mean, if it was me, I would have the students come for the new intake in January, just miss out one term, which is not a bad thing, and then just modify the syllabus to suit it. But most people don't want to do that extra work, so they're gonna go the easy route, which is to have students come in on May 14th and write that exam. And I do think that is a good thing because of the fact that some students scared, some students not too sure what's going on, some students just fed up being home. So I don't think this is a chance for you guys to shine, because you guys have me here to mentor you guys. You guys have me here to answer any questions. You guys have me here to make sure you guys are confident, make sure you guys know everything will be okay. Other students don't have that because they don't even get that in school. So we want to work so that you guys could overtake all of these students, because a lot of students who come in the top 100, they worry a lot. And you guys should not be worrying because of the fact that my first degree chem management, I am a scientist. I know mechanisms of actions of viruses, bacteria, those things. And I know that statistically, this cannot affect you guys, right? So you guys should just be relaxed. You guys should just be chilled. You guys should just be focused on your work. Other students don't have people to tell them that. So other students just reading the news or hearing it from their grandmother or the grandfather who are real scared, who don't know better, right? And they're scared. And when they're scared, they're not gonna function at maximum efficiency. So guess what? That means Michaela, Justin, Tristan, that means you guys have the edge, right? You guys know inside information. You guys know that it's not gonna affect you guys. You guys know that you guys could use this to basically come in the top 100, because the top 100 kids right now who would have come top 100 on April 2nd, them scared, them don't know what's going on. They're accustomed to a routine. This is breaking their routine. This is basically catching them off guard. This is not what gonna happen with you guys. You guys know that things gonna be okay. You guys know that Trinidad is in a really good place right now compared to the rest of the world. So you guys should be on. You guys should just be focused. If you guys didn't study before, start studying now. If you guys don't know a particular topic, go over that topic. You have time, right? So it's kind of sucky for the other students, but it is awesome for you guys, because you guys are going to do something called win, right? All I do is win, no matter what. All right, yeah, so you guys gonna win, and you guys gonna do super beyond awesome and epic. All right, so back on it. So we do equivalent fractions. So what did we learn from equivalent fractions? We learned that certain fractions, like 3/5, if we multiply the top number by a number and the bottom number by the same number, it will be the same exact value. So if we have 3/5 and we multiply it by 3, 3 by 3 is 9/5, 3 is 15. So 9/15 is the same as 3/5. What if we do trial and error and 3/5? So trial and error first, official method second, and we multiply by 2. 3 2s are 6, 5 2s are 10. Aha, what do we see here? We notice that the denominator is the same as this denominator, right? So what we could say, right, is we just learned that it is 6/10. So 6/10, right? So what fraction is shaded? 6/10, 3/10, and we need something here. So this here will also be, for simplicity's sake, over 10. But we just need to know the top number. So 1 is equal to 10/10. 10/10 equal 1, right? So the whole pizza will be 10/10. So 6/10 plus 3/10 plus unknown, right, will give you 10/10, right? So 6 plus 3 is 9/10. So if we just find out, so 9 plus what will give you 10? 9 plus 1. So 1/10 is the answer. That is a trial and error method, in case you don't understand it, in case you didn't understand the method, in case you forget how to add fractions. Now, for the official method would basically be the same method that we would use if we were to add fractions, right? So we have 3 over 5. So we're just saying add, but we just want to find the LCM. 3 over 10. Now we have to find a number that is divisible by 10 and a number that is divisible by 5. So the first thing that we do is we find the lowest common multiple, the LCM. Now again, just to show you guys, we have two methods. We have the prime factorization method, and then we have the epic division method, which is the method that we use, but we'll do both just to show you guys the theory. This is not in a YouTube video, so I'll just show you guys here. So the prime factorization method is where we list the numbers 5 and 10, and we list the multiples of both of those numbers. So we have 5, we have 10, we have 15, we have 20, we have 25, we have 30, 10 will be 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. But what we see here is we want to find the lowest common multiple, because watch this, we have 30 here. Yeah, that's in common, that's in common, so what? That's not the lowest one. We have 20 here. It's in common here, but it's not the lowest. So what? Lowest is 10 and 10. That's the lowest common multiple. So that's the prime factorization method. These are going to take you too long fast here. We're not going to use that method. I'm going to show you guys that. I just show it because in case you all forget, you guys need to have backup plans. Just like if a supermarket closed for a day, you need to have backup snacks. It's the same method. It's the same way in the SC exam. If you forget a particular method, you must have a backup method. So in case you forget the LCM method, or in case your LCM answer for some reason is wrong, you're going to use this method, the prime factorization method. But let's just erase that for now. We're going to use the division method in order to find it, which is easier, faster, better. So we list the two numbers, 5 and 10. Watch my screen and tell me if you play that game. Participants, Justin. Ooh, bro, I can't watch it right now. If I watch it, I'll end the sharing. I'll watch it after, right? All right, so LCM methods, we have 5 and 10. So we draw the line there. So what's the lowest number that could be divided by both of these numbers without leaving a remainder? It is always be 1, but if you do 1, you'll be stuck in an infinite loop like Doctor Strange. In the Doctor Strange movie, infinite loop, will be like, Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Dormammu, I've come. So we try the second number, 2. Now, 5 is not divisible by 2 fully because you'll get a remainder, which is remainder 1, but 10 is. So we still put 2, right? You just bring only 5 because it's not divisible. It'll still leave a remainder. 10 divided by 2, 5. Here, we try all. 2 can't be divided by 5. It'll still leave a remainder. It'll be 2 remainder 1, 3. It'll be 1 remainder 2, 4, 1 remainder 1, 5. The next one that can be divided is 5. And then we have 1 and we have 1. So these are the two numbers. 2 multiplied by 5 is 10. We get the same answer from prime factorization. You put it down here, 10. All right? 10 divided by 5. 5 can go into 10 2 times. So 2 multiplied by 3, 6. 10 can go into 10 one time. 1 multiplied by 3 is 3. 6 plus 3, 9 over 10. So the combination of these two is 9 over 10. A whole 1 equals 10 over 10. So 10 minus 9 equals 1 over 10. And the answer, my friends, my students, is 1 over 10. All right. On to question 7. We shall do this really fast. Write the total value of the bills and coins. Oh, come on. This is so simple. This is easy, peasy, super simple. Okay, so we divided first into 2 sections. So we have the whole numbers, right? So this will be whole numbers. And then we have the cents. And the cents represents anything less than $1. So we start with just adding these 2 up, which will be 30. And then we add the cents. So 25 plus 10, 35. 35 plus 5, 40. All right. So again, some students make simple mistakes. Student, exactly, all aka very simple. Bro, that's the thing. You guys saying very simple. And when you look at the report on how students do these things, and when you see students make simple errors, it's break your heart. he's feel hurt. He's be like, why? Why would you make that error? I've seen students put stuff like 30 and 4 cents. I've seen students forget to add one thing. I've seen students, because this bigger, they think it worth more than the 25 cents and they mistake this and put this as 50 cents, right? I mean, the thing is, right, you guys might say right now, you guys will never, ever, ever do that, right? But in the heat of the exam, when you're scared, when you're not sure, that's why you need to be relaxed for the exam. Panic and anxiety cause people to see things. That's actually if you go into the history of like panic and anxiety, that is how a lot of our myths are made. You guys know, okay, for on YouTube, one of the classes I put for you guys, and remember, because you guys are the Wednesday class, you guys have access to all the videos, whereas the Saturday and Sunday class, they only have access to the videos that they go to, that the videos for their specific classes. One of the comprehensions I put up was about a hunter in the wilderness. He was lost, right? He got lost in the wilderness, and he thought he saw something looking like Papa Bois. And Papa Bois is in our folklore this creature that is the protector of the forest. Is a kind of half man, half goat creature who he is trick hunters into like getting lost. He's protect animals who defenseless and can't defend themselves. He kind of like is John Wick. Well, John Wick to dogs, but he's like the John Wick of the forest. And a long time ago, before people had flashlights, before they had running electricity, before they had GPS, before they had those things, they would go in the forest, and when they get lost, they will get scared. And when they get scared, they will start to talk about things that they didn't really see. Just until you'd be a really good storyteller. Guys, the only reason why I do tell stories for this entire class is because your parents pay me to make sure you guys do good in SCA. If it was not for that, I would be telling stories straight through, 100%. I'll be telling you guys about the Loch Ness Monster, about all those things. So when people are scared, adrenaline, this causes them to be they'll cause them to be over present, over focused, right? And any little thing they see, it is appear bigger than usual because of the fact that the adrenaline causing them to see it big. Because if they weren't scared, they'll just probably just ignore it. Like for instance, I used to live in Coconut Drive, which is next to Gulf City Mall. And in Coconut Drive, they have this river running at the back of the streets and run all the way to the ocean. And this was in 1994, right? Hunters claim that they saw a monster, right? They saw this big monster, and the monster head was like a pig, and the body was like a hairy man. They say it was huge. It was like 2 meters in the air. And eventually, they caught the monster, and the monster was something called a tapir, which is basically like a hedgehog, not a hedgehog, like a pig with hair. And that tapir, he going, okay, so this is Trinidad here. This is a bad version of Trinidad. And this is Venezuela. And that little tapir, he going swim, 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 swim. And he swim and he come all the way here in San Fernando. And he find it at trees and grass and thing, and he just going and he living and he just eating little insect and thing, and he happy and he just normal and thing. And when them hunters see that tapir was small, that tapir was like a dog. And they were like, no. And when they like give the account to the newspapers, it was like he was like Bigfoot. He stood 2 meters in the air and he nearly killed him. And when you find a little thing, you think look like a little dog that you could go and pet in the zoo or something. So yeah, that is the thing. In the exam, if you guys scared, you guys will see things that not there. Like how some students see this as 50 cents, and some students like see this like people judge based on size. So like, okay, this is real small. This is probably our 1 cent, right? People see different things. So the answer for this one is $30 and 40 cents, right? So let us continue. Hey, I just realized me talking for 8 hours a day is, hey, wait, you guys could still see my head when I'm doing all these things. All right, share content, photos. All right, we finished this, finished this. Oh, we going on to this. Done. All right, question number 8 is multiplication. I mean, come on. Multiplication is very, 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 very easy. But again, I'll show you guys how to do this. We'll show you guys at least 2 methods how to do this. Now, the first method that a lot of students use to do this particular question is, oh yeah, actually, I click on just in chat and it fill up the whole screen just now. So the first method, what a lot of students use to do this method is the mental maths method. And with mental maths, what they have a tendency to do is to break up the one number into simpler numbers and then multiply it in the head. So what does that mean? If you multiply 406 by 27, this is very difficult to do in your head. However, if you take 27, what is 27 really? 27 is really 20 as well as 7. So if we take 406 multiplied by 20 and 406 multiplied by 7, and we take the answers and we add those answers together, we would actually get the same thing as if we multiply 406 by 27, right? In addition, to make it even easier, 406 might multiply by 20. Whenever we multiply something with a 0, all we could do is just add that 0. So what we could potentially do is just knock off that 0 and then re-add that 0 afterwards, right? So like 6 2s is 12, 0 by 2 is 0, 1, 4 2s are 8, 8, 1, 2, 0. So we know 406 by 20 is 8,120. And that didn't even take we 2 brain cells to do, because I mean we make it in such a way that it will be easy for us. And that is how you're supposed to use mathematics and equation. We're supposed to be able to use mathematics just like a tool to help us get the correct answer. We don't let that tool use you. A good example of this was I went for oil change the other day by my personal mechanic. And the mechanic, he had to use a spanner in order to take off the bolt for the oil can itself, where there is drain on the oil. Now, a mechanic, he have this new person training underneath him. This fella is like a young boy. This fella is probably like about 20 years. And he went and he took a wrench that was like just about this big. The wrench itself was probably about 6 or 7 inches long, right? The wrench. And he trying to unbolt it, and he not getting it at all, because this thing seize. This thing air open in like months. The heat caused it to seize. And my mechanic, this older dude, right? I'll draw a beard, so he'll represent an older dude. He come and he take a pipe and he put it on the handle, a longer pipe, and therefore he was able to lengthen, he was able to make that wrench longer, the spanner longer. And in one turn, he managed to open it, right? In one turn, he was able to open it. And that was because he was able to use the tool for his advantage and not let the tool lose him, because the mechanic apprentice, he didn't know that how the length of the wrench or the spanner, the easier it will be to open, right? So that's the same thing. You have to use mathematical principles to help you and to not let them scare you, right? Mathematics is supposed to be afraid of you. You're not supposed to be afraid of mathematics. So I'll trademark that. TM maths is maths supposed to be afraid of you, not the other way around, right? So what we do, we divide 20 into 20 and 7, and we just multiply and we get the answer, right? Now I'll show you guys the regular method, the old boring method that you guys learn in school. So 406 multiplied by 27. So the first thing that we do is we attack the 7, right? So 6 by 7. What I tend to do is, okay, all of us know 6 by 6 is 36. And each one different in terms of 6. So 36 plus a next 6 will give you 42, right? So we have 42, right? We have the 4 up here. 0 times 7 is 0, and you add the 4 here, and 4 multiplied by 7. So in the event that you can't multiply 4 by 7, you just multiply 2 by 7 and you get 14, and 2 by 7, if you double it, it will be 4 by 7. So 14 plus 14, 28, right? So you have 2, 8, 4, 2. If you multiply the 4, 6 multiplied by 7, let me just erase this line here, right? And when we go into the tens, right, we have to add, let's not change color. We add in a 0 here, right? Now, you guys should know this by now, but if you guys didn't do this in school, because looking at some schools and they're taking real long to do stuff, and all right, multiplication, you add the 0 here, and the reason why you add the 0 is because you're multiplying 406 multiplying by 20, right? So we are multiplying 406 by 2 here, but that 0 is from the 20. So this 0 here is this 0 here. So we add a 0 here before we even start. And then we start to multiply like by 6 by 2, 0 by 2, 4 by 2, right? So go back to red. So what we have here, 6 twos is 12. So we basically just add the 2 here. 0 by 2, 0. But we have 1 from the 12 that we had before, right? And 4 twos, 8, right? So here we basically have, erase this, get back this 10. We have 2, 8, 4, 2 plus, hey, what up and going? Plus 8, 1, 2, 0. So 2 plus 0, 2, 4 twos, 4 plus 2 is 6, 8 plus 1 is 9, and 8 plus 2 is 10, right? So the answer is 10,962, right? So 10,962. Again, we make sure it have no units. So if they did access it in dollars, if they did access in cents, if they did access us in pounds, if they did access us in KFC pieces, if they did, oh no, I'm feeling for KFC. All right. Pretty sure Justin will comment on that in like 2 seconds. But yeah, feeling for KFC now. Probably might order KFC. I'll take some pictures, I'll put it up on my page. All right. Next question, 9. You see, I love questions like this because these questions are visual and they're real world questions, as opposed to purely arithmetical questions like these, number 8. A set of 5 coins sums up to $1. What does that mean? Sum means to add, right? So if we add up all of the 5 coins, we get $1, right? Now, in basic conversion, like before we even start this question, $1 is equal to what? $1 is equal to 100 cents, right? So we already know the conversion, and they say 5 coins. Now, how much coins they give us here? 1, 2, 3, 4. They gave us 4 coins, right? And they give us this value. Now, if they use a template like this question for the essay exam, they could potentially give us, they could say, okay, 5 coins sums up to $1. And then they will give us 3 coins. And we have to find out the weight of the other 2 coins. In this case, they make it easy because there's only 1 coin missing from this set. Because 4 plus 1 equals 5 coins, right? So only 1 coin is missing, right? Only 1 coin is missing. So we just need to find out 1 coin value and we're good to go. We golden, right? Draw the missing coin. Notice, they say, I heard KFC. I heard KFC. Now we could do this the easy way or the hard way. Hey, bro, I tell you, one of my biggest regrets is not ordering pizza, but why will that go and make noise for? I tell you what it is, it was up to Miss, and Miss was like, no, this is making noise. I already had the number for pizza, I was already on speed dial, I already had the order for you guys. It was just cool. Like, it just be quiet, man. Remember that for when we have class again. You see, things right, like in life, you have rules, and if you don't follow the rules, you can't get the rewards, right? Just like if you make noise in class, you get disqualified from the prize. So the thing is, this is just basically showing you guys in life, because if we go and break the rules, I know people, like I went NAPS, right? And in Naparima College, sometimes kids who were wealthy would have rules broken for them, right? Or let's say next time they'll get pizza. And those same students, they go into the real world and work. And if they break that rule, they go to jail, right? And let me tell you, I know for a fact right now, somebody who was in my class in Naparima College, because his parents were wealthy, he used to get away with stuff, right? And as soon as he left Naparima College, he went to work. And in work, they had certain user logons and IDs, right? And you're not supposed to use other people's username and password. And he was able to like look at other people, he get username and password, and he used it. And they called the police because he wasn't supposed to use it, because he used somebody's username that was above him. And he went to jail for fraud, and because of that he couldn't get a job. So if in NAPS they did follow the rules and tell him, hey, listen, you can't do this, he would have a good life, because he would have a good job, he would have money coming in. But he went and do one thing. So that's the same exact thing. If we go and we break the rules and we buy pizza for you guys, and you guys not following the rules, then you guys will start to feel, hey, we can do what we want and get away. And it's not going to be for us. I mean, I didn't mind buying the pizza, but if you guys didn't follow the rules, then what does that say what will happen when like we'll get in trouble later on in life? We want to make sure to instill good values and morals in you guys right now, so that you guys could become successful, and even more successful than me and this. That's what we training you guys for, to make sure you guys are the best of the best of the best. And if you are the best with work, but you're not the best with morals and values, that same guy who got in trouble with the stealing of the password, he used to come in the top 5. He was real bright, real bright. And all of that going down the drain just because he decided to break the rules in real society. And his parents couldn't do anything about it, because Justin was like, what's the time? It is 5:39. You guys have 20 more minutes. All right. Okay. So let us add up all of the things that we have here right now. So let's start with the biggest. So 50, 50 plus 25 plus 10 plus 5. So what we could do, as I was teaching you guys the mental maths arithmetic, the tricks last time, we could go for the easy stuff. So if we add 50 and 10, we get 60, and 25 and 5 will be 30. 60 plus 30, 90, and 100 cents equals $1. So 100 minus 90 equals 10 cents. Now, where students get this one wrong is because students decide to just go and write 10 cents, or they put 10 cents here, right? This is wrong, because they said draw the missing coin. So you have the correct answer here, but you're not gonna get maths fit, because SCA want to see if people actually reading the instructions or they're not reading the instructions. So what do you have to do? We know that the answer is 10 cents. We see how they draw it here, and we copy it, right? We do it about the same proportion, right? About the same proportion. You put 10 cents. If I go and draw it like this and put 10 cents, this also, now you see again, it depends on the examiner, right? If you put this, if you draw it big, they might give you a blind, they might say, it's more or less correct. But no, we don't want to take chances. We don't want to take chances with our feature. We don't want to take chances with our marks, because marks are very hard to get, right? So you just copy this little 10 cents here, because we know this is the answer, and you draw it, right? Write the missing digit in the box provided. So again, SCA will have 2 ways of showing you an unknown quantity. They will have a box, or they'll have a question mark, right? In this case, we have the box, which is the most popular, which is the most familiar way of the expressing a particular unknown, right? So what we'll do is basically we start, what we could do, right? If we, the first method I'll go and show you guys is if we don't apply any of the arithmetical knowledge that we know, is we just pretend that we adding it normal. 2069 plus 4 something 8. So we just go as normal, right? So we add up. So in my case, I'll just like add 8 and 8 is 16, and 8 and 9 is one difference. We just add 1, so it'll be 17, right? So 8 and 9 is 17, right? So we bring that 7 down there, and we carry this 1 across the top here, right? To add to this next set. So far, so good, because they have 7 here. That means we're on the right track, right? So far, we good to go with the replicator, right? So here, we have 2, right? So we know that this next number has to be 2. But how is this number going to be 2 when we have 6 and we have an x1? So far, we're on 7. What we need to do is we know the principle that if it's over 10, we just put one number here. Like if it's 11, we put 1 here, and then we carry across the 1. In this situation, you're interested in playing an emoji game, or this is be focusing on this here. We know that it have to add up to over 10. So to get a 2, it have to be 12. Have to be 12. So how do we get 12? 6 plus 1 is 7. And 7, so 12 minus 7 is what? So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5, right? So this number here, right, in order for this to work, this has to be 5, right? So this here is 5, so it'll be 6 plus 5, which will be 11 plus 1, 12. You put the 2 here, you carry across the 1, 4 plus 1, 5, 2, we bring it down, 2, 5, 2, 7. So we know that this number here is 5, right? So the answer for number 10 is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cinco, my bad. 4 is 4. 5 is 5. So we have finished with that page. So we shall continue onto another page. That other page will be here. Done. All right. Question number 11. Let me take a sip so I can go back my voice. Unmute us. Okay. I'll unmute you guys, and I'll give you guys exactly 1 minute because of the fact that I'm literally talking for 1 and 41 minutes. So everybody is unmuted. You guys have 1 minute to look at the questions and talk amongst yourself.
Great job. A thumbs up.
This one is there, huh? Michaela.
Hi.
What's the sun?
Sky.
Justin wants to see.
The sun.
Look. Come. Get up. To the end floor. How can I look
So I'm just chilling and just listening to you. Show your face, Ninja Turtle.
So guys, we have like literally 4 minutes. So what I'll do is I'll finish off this and another page, and then we'll call it a wrap today. Hello.
Say hello. Hello.
All right. First of all, how many?
Are you watching?
Jackson, was the time? It's 5:47. How many of you guys actually missing class?
Kinda.
I mean, guys, like prizes, free prizes, and we can't do that now because of the whole situation that is out there. Okay, just I think, like, huh? Literally every single day I actually go out to jog in the park. So I can tell you guys that literally nothing has changed outside there. Everything is 100% the same. Everything normal.
Hi.
Works. So all right. So you guys had that minutes. You guys had 1 minute to work. So we're gonna continue. We're gonna finish this page. We'll finish one more page, and then afterwards, remember, even though we have the 2-hour sessions during the week and we have the 2-hour sessions on weekends, I will also do loads with some free stuff, like for instance, compared to things that would usually take really long to do. And Samsung, like just now, yes, they pro update for the S20 Ultra. So because of that, we are way better. Shall start back. Everything is on mute, and we shall begin again. Okay, take off this video chat. All right. State the length of the bolded line on the grid. So what we have to do, we just have to look at the bolded line, and we have the bolded line here. We can't mistake it, right? So if we had to trace it, this would be the bolded line. And they already gave us the key. The key to this, the key to solving it is showing us that either side of the square is equal to 1 centimeter. So that means if you go down on the block, no matter which side you go, it will be 1 centimeter. Now, conversely, and like what they could have done to trick us was that they could have said that lines going across is 1 centimeter, but they could have also say that lines going down is 2 centimeters. That is what they would do to trick us. Now remember, tricks and trickery come in section 2 and section 3. Section 1, they try to make it easy for anybody. So even a little baby could do it as well. So we have 1 centimeter across, 1 centimeter down. So all we need to do is measure how much blocks this line is. And once we measure that amount of blocks, we just add them up and we will get our final answer. So let's clear this again. I'll continue using red. So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And the answer is 11 centimeters. Now, a couple of things that they could have done to trick us, right? The first thing they could have done to trick us was this. They could have given us half of a block. If they give us half of a block, we would have to deduce that it would be 0.5 centimeters would be half of the block. That's the first thing they could do to trick us, but they did not trick us. The second thing they could do to trick us was what I said earlier, which was that the line that goes vertically upwards would be 1 centimeter. The line that goes across could be 2 centimeters. So they could have changed the value for the key. And the third thing that they do to trick us is in order for you to get full mark, which is 1 mark for this question, you have to put centimeters. If you just hurry this down and you just put 11, that is WRO to the N to the G. Wrong. So remember, this is where. So you guys see the first 10 questions, they more or less give us that free, right? The first 10 questions was straightforward. It was to the point. You didn't have to use too much brain cells in order to work it out. Question 11, as soon as they hit that number 10, they're coming for we, they're gunning for we. They give us 3 possibilities. No, that's interesting. It is simple, but people who like head rail hurt and people who like scared, people who panic, they're not gonna put the centimeters. You know how much people didn't put the centimeters in this picture. It was insane. People, children who were real intelligent, who come in first and stuff, they forgot to put that centimeter and they got it wrong because of that. I give it correct because of the fact that the main thing I really wanted to know was that they could have used the scale, which was the 1 centimeter, and the 1 centimeter to give the answer to deduce the length of it. But let me tell you, when students didn't put a centimeter, most people give them it wrong, right? All right, how many more 250 kilogram? Hey, guys, watch this, right? 10 questions for free, and then everything after 11, they're gonna put tricks on it. Watch this one again. This is our next one that come not straightforward. How many more 250 gram blocks are needed to balance this scale, right? So what we have to know prior knowledge is that when we have a scale, both sides have to be equal for it to balance, right? So for instance, if the scale was balanced, the scale would be like this, right? This side and this side, right? And both blocks would be equal. Now, they didn't ask us how much more in grams. They asked us more how much blocks are needed. That is different because for this question, a lot of students, they just put the answer 750 grams. That is not correct. That's wrong. So a lot of you guys out there thinking is like, see, the answer is 750. That's all bad, man. No, unfortunately, it is not. So let us do this step by step, right? So prior knowledge, the first thing you need to know is that for scale to balance, both sides have to be equal. Both sides are equal. Second thing, prior knowledge, is we need to know 1 kilogram equals to 1,000 grams, right? 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. So the third thing we need to know is, so far they give us 250 grams, but how much do we need to know? How much do we need to make it 1,000 grams? So we say 1,000 minus 250, 0 minus 0, 0. You count minus 0 from 5, so you carry this across. So basically you have 10, so you have 5 here, and basically, yeah, basically from there, we have 750, right? So we have 750 grams, right? Which is the difference between this side and this side, so 750. But they say how many more 250 gram blocks are needed? So what we have to do is divide that 750 divided by 250, right? 25 into 25. So if you have 25 cents, you have 75 cents. You need 3 25 cents to make 1 75 cents, 3. So the full correct answer is 3. So guys, look at that. You guys didn't need to put grams. You guys didn't need to put a unit of measure. You guys didn't need to put anything related to grams. The only, Justin, my computer making a weird noise and it's scaring me. Oh, not as scared as yesterday. Yesterday, I like literally see lights at the back of my house when I was like sleeping, and I was like, hold up, I have a huge wall in my house. Nobody is supposed to be there. And then I just fall asleep. So yeah. So trust me, it's probably just aliens. Just joking. It's probably a hard drive making noise. So the answer for this one is 3. Some students put 750 grams. Some students put 3 and then accidentally put grams after it. That's wrong. Some people put, yeah, basically, you just have to put the answer as 3. And once you put the answer as 3, this is full marks right here. This is a question that is super, 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 super simple. But in the heat of the moment, when you have pressure from your parents, you have pressure from your teachers, you have them exam conditions, you see new people, supervisors come in, you have no idea who they are, somebody gonna put 750 grams, and that's not the answer. The answer is just 3, because they just asked you how much 250 gram blocks are needed to balance the scale. All right, so share content. We will do a 1 more, and we shall call it a day. All right, so this one. All right, Alan celebrated his birthday on the 28th of May. So we have a pen, and we are not afraid to use it. So we shall mark it up. So this is Alan's birthday. Alan birthday. Whoa. Somebody heard scratching on the bedroom door. Okay, if you have a pet, that'll be fun. If you don't have a pet, no, that will be very, 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 very scary. I would not want to hear scratching on my bedroom door like early in the morning. All right, so this is Alan's birthday. This is where Alan gonna get cake, yo. Look, this is me. So like SCA is supposed to be right there on the 14th. All right. Alan celebrated his birthday on the 28th of May. Sachin celebrated his birthday 16 days before Alan. When is Sachin's birthday? Ooh, somebody said no, pets stay outside. Yes, similarly by me, my dog will just stay outside. So what we have to do is we have to find out, this is real simple, 16 days before Alan. Right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So 16 days before Alan's birthday will be Saturday, the 12th of May. So the answer itself is the 12th. Hey, whatever this scratching, the student just now says probably like the little brother, little sister, like the con and like trying to scare them. So Saturday, the 12th of May, that is when Saturn's birthday. Because they say Saturn celebrated his birthday 16 days before Alan. When is Saturn's birthday? So the answer for that one is the 12th of May. That one is straightforward. But like I say, anything past question 10 gonna have some tricks. And where's the trick in this one? The trick in this one is some students will start to count from the day itself, which is the 28th. Right? We want to find 16 days before Alan, right? So they say before. Some students gonna start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And they're gonna put the 13th, and the 13th is wrong, right? So when they say 16 days before, we start at the day before, and we'll get the 12th, right? That is the trick in this one, right? Number 14, and because of it's 5:58 already, what we'll do, we'll just do this one, and we'll just wrap up right there, right? We'll call it a day. Express the amount of juice in milliliters, right? So the first thing that we have to do is we have to use our prior knowledge of conversion of units, right? So when Mr. give you guys the handout, I tell you guys basically to like underline certain things, and conversion would be one of those things, right? So 1 liter, right, is equal to 1,000 milliliters, right? A way that I used to remember this way back in the days was that a chubby, one of those chubby soft drinks was 250 ml, and we teacher in school that actually asked us to bring a 1 liter bottle. Now, before, you guys not gonna remember this, right? But before, like Coca-Cola made it popular to have them those 2 liters, right? But before this, a long time ago in the 1990s, most soft drinks were actually 1 liter. And your parents will actually, like, they would remember this because a lot of these soft drinks back in the days were actually 1 liter, because back then soft drinks were more of a luxury. They were more expensive. Coca-Cola, yes, used to make it available, but there wasn't like mass produced like how they are now. And after the years passed, Coca-Cola find out ways to make it cheaper. Coca-Cola find out that hey, they'll make more money if they sell you a 2 liter instead of a 1 liter. And also, if you buy a 2 liter, the chances that if you open it, by the time you're ready to use it, by the time like you pour it out a couple of times, when you're about to use it, most likely the gas gone and you'll throw away like a lot of it. So Coca-Cola find out that a lot of people kind of waste if they buy a 2 liter. So instead of making these 1 liters that people used to finish out like quicker, and they used to use every drop of it, if they make the 2 liter, people would use like 1.5 liter, and then the other half liter could just be flat. And you don't want no flat Cokes, because Coca-Cola, because you don't want something without no bubbles in it, and that's gonna taste So yeah, back in the days, 1 liter was common. So 4 of these chubby bottles used to fit one of these 1 liter, which would be 1,000 ml. So that was how back in the days we used to actually know how much exactly was a liter. 1,000 ml equals 1 liter. So if I get the erasor, right, and go back to pen mode, right, there's express the amount of juice in milliliters. So 1 liter equals 1,000, 1.4 liters equals 1.4 multiplied by 1,000, which will be 1,400 ml, right? So you have 1,400 ml, and that is the correct answer for that. You could actually even write, instead of the abbreviation, well, okay, they have it right here. All you need to do is just put in the 1,400, and that is basically it, right? So, guys, it is already past 6 o'clock. All right, stop share. Ooh, all right, let's get back this stand for the iPad. I see somebody walking with the phone. All right, let me participants unmute all. All right, so guys, talk to me. Do you guys have any questions based on the work that we do this evening? All right, no from Justin. Hila, any questions? Nope. Miss Aruna, any questions? Okay, Miss Aruna watching TV, so yeah. Tristan, any questions? Now, first of all, guys, if you're all afraid to ask questions on Zoom, which I don't know why you guys will be afraid to ask questions, remember, hey, and a dog, who have a dog? Who have a dog? Oh, all right, next, let's do show with the dog. You have two doggos? I have one dog.
Be quiet.
Aruna said no questions from me. All right, so if you guys have any questions, parents, WhatsApp it to me. And when they WhatsApp it to me, I'll do it on pen and paper. I'll snap a photo and I'll send it back, okay? So any questions, you guys just let me know and I'll address them individually. To the cough, I will now run away because of that cough. All right, so guys, remember, have an awesome week. We're back up on Saturdays and Sundays. We'll be having Zoom. The Saturday class will conglomerate both classes into one Zoom class. We have Zoom HD, we have Zoom Unlimited. Most Zoom classes, most teachers right now, when they have the free version, they have a maximum 40 minutes and then it'll cut off. Yeah, we do not go in for the free stuff. I mean, we could go for the free stuff. We're not gonna do that. Justin, why are we seeing you here? All right, I can tell you guys, I can tell 2 hours is like brutal for you guys. But remember, you guys I wanna make sure and reteach theory, and this will actually help in particular because of the fact that if you didn't understand the concept that if you didn't do it before in school, you would be doing it now. So think about this as a full 100% revision of all of the concepts that you guys were doing in class, as well as the application of those concepts. 2 questions for the essay exam. I want you guys to get 100 in the essay exam. So we're doing a little bit more videos on creative writing and comprehension this week on the YouTube channel. Remember, Wednesday class students, you guys have full access to everything. Other students, they don't have access to the posts for the Wednesday classes, and on Edmodo, they will not have access to the documents for the Wednesday classes. You guys have every single thing is available to you. You all have more resources than all of our students, right? So don't take that lightly. Only you guys have access to it, and students who are not with us, they just have access to the Facebook page, which have nothing. Tristan is like, bruh. All right, guys, have an awesome weekend. Stay safe and whenever the call for anyhow, guys, peace out.